It's so hard to believe sometimes what happened with the Democratic Party. John Kennedy, we will pay any price. We will bear any burden. We will support any friend. We will oppose any foe in order to ensure the survival of liberty. Now, is that not what we are here to do today? I don't care what your political party is. I don't care what politician you support, but I do very much care whether you are on the side of freedom and liberty or whether or not you are against it. And I ask people, and I say that, they're like, sure, I'm for liberty, but, and then they talk about the policies of the president that they think are good. And I say, well, let me ask you just one question. As you say, this policy is going to help people and that policy is going to help people, who do you think knows more about your life? You or a government bureaucrat? And then they get real quiet. And they're like, well, I do. I said, then why do you continue to vote for policies that remove the rights of individuals, that wreak havoc on people's ability, their right of self-determination, to go out and to live and die and succeed or fail based on who and what we are, and not what the government decides we are? That's what this is about. And that's why we gathered you guys here tonight. You know,
I started seeing some things happen in this country. I saw TARP, I saw cash for clunkers, I saw what is now our new health care reform law. I started to get very upset because with Obama's health care law, that was like the government walking in through my front door. That was the straw that broke this camel's back. And again, I had never been political. I had never gone to a town hall or anything. I had never called my senator or my, state rep, anything like that, until Senator Specter was coming to Lebanon County. And let me tell you, Lebanon County is the bastion of conservatism. I love Lebanon County. But what was interesting, when I was in line that day for that town hall, they were only letting 250 people in. There were over 2,000 people in line. 2,000 people. Just a mere sliver of the amount of people that were upset of what was going to be happening to our healthcare system.
Let me just say this. There is a solution. Now, I travel a lot, and almost invariably I meet people who say, there's nothing I can do about the direction of the country. And the good news about Washington is it actually does respond to public sentiment. I know people have trouble believing this, but it's true. Even in the White House, which I believe in a lot of ways has contempt for the way maybe many of you live, and certainly the way many of you vote, they pay attention to large groups of people with signs taking a day off from work to express their political views. This does not go unnoticed. If you are mad about an issue and you flood a congressman's office with emails, letters, or phone calls, trust me, that congressman is fully aware of it, and by the way, he's intimidated. And an intimidated congressman is a good congressman, as far as I'm concerned. It's true. Members of Congress who are aware that there are people out there who are watching how they vote are going to be much more hesitant to make unwise decisions when they do vote. And so my advice to you, and you probably don't need it, but let me just restate it, in case you do, in case you feel discouraged, like the world is against you, you flip on the television and you hear story after story about how your values are mocked and your ideas are derided as crackpot or extreme and people make fun of you. The truth is, they may not like you, but they pay attention to you when you come out and you gather as a group and you make your voice heard because they fear your effect at the ballot box. So my advice to you is stay strong, do not be intimidated, make your voice heard, and in the end it does make a difference. God knows it better make a difference because this country needs it. Thank you for indulging me. I really appreciate it.
In March, we had 5,000 people down in Washington, D.C. 1,000 of them, 16 buses, came from Pennsylvania. Guess what? We're turning it around and we're bringing it out to Harrisburg. Our politicians have been between a union and a pillow for too long, the union bosses. And you know what? It's not fair to the workers. It's not fair to unionized workers. I come from a union family. It's not right. They should respect the individual voters, not special interest bosses. So now they're going to feel the rock on the other side, and that is us, and that is you. And we have a governor, and he's a Republican, and we have a Republican Senate and a Republican House, and they still are thinking about implementing this change. Now, what part of no don't they hear?
This election actually is the most important election in my lifetime. This is a pivot point in American history. A lot hangs in the balance. And it is for that reason worth getting out. Now, why is this so important? Because the country, frankly, is on the wrong track. And this is not just one person's opinion. The beauty of being in America is every single measurement that you could possibly take of prosperity and happiness in America is measured. Every measurement of prosperity and happiness in this country is pointed in the wrong direction.
Our elected officials do pay attention. They do notice, and they ought to. Because as one politician said to me, you know, Jennifer, the problem with Americans for Prosperity and all these activists is, y'all don't write checks. And I said, that's right. That's because we sign your check. You should listen to us regardless.